Have you ever said to yourself, I cannot wait until I hit six figures, or I just want to be able to make 5K a month, or 10K a month, or 20K a month, or 50K a month? Hi, my name is Amber Duggar, and today we're going to be talking about why it's so important to have a clear revenue goal. We're going to be talking about what it looks like, how it's different for everyone, and why it's such an important thing to define early on in your journey, or if you're already well along in your journey, starting right now. So here's the key to a profitable business. It's not necessarily cutting expenses or making more money, and it doesn't always lead to a profitable business. Aligning your business and your lifestyle with what brings you joy truly does result in always having enough money for what truly matters to you. Let that sink in for a second. Aligning your business and your lifestyle with what brings you joy results in having always enough money for the things that truly matter to you. It's a big thing, right? The thing is, if someone is living in Manhattan, their revenue goal is going to be way higher than someone living, let's say, in, I don't know, Bali, Southeast Asia, where they have an incredible villa with a swimming pool. This is from personal experience. I lived in Bali and it was like $500 a month. You're not going to get that in Manhattan, right? But it brought me so much joy being in this incredibly beautiful place with my own swimming pool and a meditation Bali overlooking these rice paddies and a volcano. It was really incredible. Now that $500 wouldn't even get you a room in Manhattan, right? So it's all about where you are, what your resources are needed, and that's going to help you get a revenue goal that makes sense versus a generic one. So this first came to the front of mind for me when I was first starting out in business, when I left corporate. So I originally started out as a health coach. I had gone through a year's training of coaching certification, had started seeing clients, and I was pretty much fully booked by the time I left corporate. It was a really scary leap. I was thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? And I came across this incredible business coach that was helping health coaches become more profitable, or really helping health coaches create consistent revenue. And there was a lot of emphasis around making 5K months, which to many people, that absolutely is what they were looking to do. And I live in the DC area. It is definitely not an option for me to only make 5K months, because I knew I needed to cover taxes, I needed to cover business expenses, and that wasn't going to be sufficient. And I remember sharing this and being told, well, why don't you focus on 5K first, make it realistic, and then you can try to hit the 8K number that you are wanting to hit. And it just didn't make sense to me, because I thought, why would I strive for a number that is going to stress me out? Because I know that I need to make 8K a month, and if I'm hitting to make 5K a month, success equals stress. It doesn't equal sanity. It doesn't equal peace. It doesn't equal like, okay, I'm good. So this is when I realized that there was a disconnect, and it wasn't because this business coach wasn't wanting her clients to have an incredible experience hitting a number that made sense. I really believe it's because, as far as I can tell with my experience, there's very few people that really know how to calculate that number. And so this is why we are always emphasizing download the revenue calculator, because that is a key to unlocking the true profitability of your business, because you can see how much you want to be making for your specific lifestyle. You may actually need to make 3K or 10K or 8K or 50K. But the thing is, until you know that number, it's going to feel a bit like you're out of touch with the amount of money you need to be making. There is so much confidence and clarity that comes with a number that matters to you, that you've worked on, that you've thought through all the things that go into it, not just the monthly bills, but the variable expenses, the true expenses, the things that are not a monthly thing, but you're knowing that you want to do in the future, some of your profit for joy goals. These things all can go into your revenue goal. So this is a really important thing to give yourself the gift of financial clarity. Okay, so once you know how much you want to be paying yourself and how much your business is requiring, you now can say, oh, all right, I've got this. I now know that if I hit this amount of money consistently, I can pay myself consistently. I can pay my business expenses consistently. And you also have this incredible tool of forward thinking in that, let's say you want to bring on another admin, or you want to bring on another team member, to do social media strategy or to do business coaching. You can actually start to plan ahead by bringing that business expense in now. So you can look at the last 6 months of your revenue and average it. So let's say your average revenue is $15,000. Your average goal that you currently have, let's say, is $12,000. You add in a business expense. It creates a new revenue goal for you. Your new revenue goal is, let's say, $14,000. Well, if you've been hitting an average revenue of $15,000 and your goal was originally $2,000, so you always had $3,000 extra, and now with this new expense it's going to be $14,000, you now can say, all right, I can totally handle that expense because my last 6 months average has been consistent, has allowed me to hit this number, and I could take on this new expense. The other thing you can do is decide to take on that expense before you actually bring on the team member. So you could bring in the expense, you could start putting money towards that expense every month. And with the framework we teach in Profit for Keeps, it's super easy to do this because we just add another line in, and then you can put money towards that each month. Then you have this runway that you can use for when you bring the person on, because when you bring the person on, they're going to have a lot of training, right? And just getting their feet wet and understanding your business and understanding the processes and the culture. So they may not immediately give you a return. And that's not what you're, expecting to get something like that right away is not very realistic. But instead, you can give them the space that they need to really grow into your business. And you can also feel confident that you have the money available to give them that space. So then when they start to give you a return on your investment, you're then able to make more money and then, of course, really easily fund that going forward. So, like I mentioned before, having a revenue goal gives you the confidence that will allow you to really think through and open yourself up to possibilities of new revenue streams, new ways to make money, because once you have this clear number in your head, your beautiful creative mechanism in your brain starts to think of really cool ways to make this happen. Also, it just opens up to possibilities for random money coming in as well. So I always recommend when you have your goal to write it on Post-it notes all over the place. Put it in your car, put it in your house, put it on your mirror, put it in front of your computer, put it at the door. This is going to allow your subconscious mind to really start to integrate in and to feel into that number. If you're feeling really uncomfortable with the goal, like really uncomfortable, like feeling, perhaps readjust your goal to feel uncomfortable, but not totally, I feel like I'm cutting everything off, circulation, can't breathe, etc. It's not that you can't reach that goal, it's that you are at a set income point that is not at a point where you can feel physically open to receiving that amount of money. I've mentioned this before in previous videos. One of my absolute favorite resources to help increase your set income point is Tapping into Wealth. There's a chapter specifically dedicated to that. I highly recommend it. It can really help you understand why you may have some resistance to increasing your revenue goal, increasing the ability to open up to more money and more money coming in. So that's a good place to start. So if you've already calculated your revenue goal, consider opening up the book, Tapping into Wealth, and looking into increasing your set income point. If you haven't calculated your revenue goal, I'm gonna encourage you to do that. So go to amberduggar.com/calculator to calculate your revenue goal. I hope you found this video helpful. I am so grateful that you're here watching this and commenting. You guys are so amazing, and you're just giving me so much love and sending so much encouragement, and I really appreciate it. If you're interested in joining a whole bunch of amazing cash flow savvy entrepreneurs, please consider joining our Sweet Life Purposeful Money group. You can go to amberduggar.com/community. If you like this video, please consider sharing it, subscribing, hitting the bell so that you can get the notifications for when the next tip video is released. And remember, until next time, Money is simply a resource, and making peace with money allows you to pursue the things you enjoy with freedom. Much love to you.